All right, Rock Rage Radio. How's it going, peeps? Face Melter here with Jay Wendell at the first annual Sonic Temple Festival, 11th annual fest here in the mighty Columbus, Ohio. And psyched, we had a surprise visit from bassist Kyle of Bad Wolves hanging out in the media tent. How's the battle today, Kyle?
It's going good. I woke up super late, and they were just like, "Put some pants on. It's time to go do media." And I'm like, "All right, let's go."
What time are they on? What time are you guys on today?
Oh, we are on at 5:10, I believe.
5:10?
Yeah, 5:10. Yes, 5:10.
And how's, like in general at this point, this is one of the biggest festivals. How do you feel the fest circuit has gone for you guys in the last few years? I know you've done a lot of them.
Yeah, last year was a big year for us in the festival circuit. I remember most of the festivals we did, like Fort Rock, Welcome to Rockville, U-Fest, Los Rages, and Carolina Rebellion.
Yep.
We were all the very first band.
All of them?
Every single one of them.
Because I missed you in Rockville last year. Maybe that was
because we were the first band.
But that can have its advantages and its disadvantages, obviously.
Yeah, we were very fortunate that even though being the first band, there was still a lot of people that came out to see us.
Yeah.
Which I was completely blown away by. Like, I was like, oh yeah, there'll be a few people scattered around.
Yeah.
Oh, because they're big, huge festivals.
Sure.
So I was like, maybe we'll get a good crowd, maybe we won't, but every time that we showed up, even being the first band, there was still a lot of people there. So I know, and I really think just because of like our mentality as musicians and entertainers, I guess, it doesn't matter if we're the first band or the last band. We're still going to give you one hell of a show. It doesn't matter. So I really think because we're the type of band that focuses not only on the playing aspect of music, but the performing is for live, it's almost more important than the music.
Yeah.
Because you got to give the people a show. I know when I go to a show, I don't want to see somebody standing around playing the record. I want to see, a show. Whether if I'm going to go see Five Finger Death Punch or Breaking Benjamin, and they have the pyro and the concussions and the fireworks and all that stuff, or just running around old school and headbanging.
And you probably found, compared to festivals, it's easier to entertain in the club setting.
We actually haven't. We've been fortunate enough. We haven't had to. But we haven't done too many club shows. All last year,
Theaters
was either amphitheaters or arenas. Because all last year
you were getting some big tours. That's right.
Yeah, we basically Five Finger Death Punch took us out all year last year.
So you got thrown right into the fire pretty much right away.
Yeah. So I really think for us, that was almost better than having to do the club circuit because we learned how to work bigger crowds faster.
So it's easy to go back.
It's easier to go back.
Right. So one more week in the U.S. and then most of June and July, you guys are in Europe, right?
All of June we're doing about 3 weeks over there, doing Rock im Park, Rock im Ring.
Any countries that you will be a first-time visit for
you? We are going to Russia for the first time.
Nice.
I had no idea that we were going to be going over there so quickly, but last year we went to Europe with 3 Days Grace, and they did some Russian shows after we had left, but we couldn't get on the Russian shows because it's like you have to send your passport.
Yeah, they're really strict.
Yeah, you have to be after you send your passport, you have to be invited to come to the country. So because of that process,
those guys are bad wolves.
Yeah.
We can't invite them.
But yeah, Russia will be a first, and then I'm actually the one thing I'm super stoked. Rock im Ring, Rock im Park, I'm really excited for, but Download. So
Download is sick,
we're doing Donington next month,
that's
and I'm
sick. That's like a career pinnacle for most bands to play a fest like that.
Yeah, there's just so many people.
Right.
So, and my 10 years of being a professional musician, that's one place I've always wanted to play. So I'm really excited that I kind of get to knock 3 of the big Eurofests.
Do you feel any kind of nervous jitters, or is it all excitement?
It's way more excitement. I don't really get nervous jitters anymore. Just because I've been playing shows since I was 13 years old. Okay. So I was able to knock the stage fright off pretty quick. Unless nobody shows up, then I get a little nervous.
What would Danny Glover say? I love that T-shirt, dude.
Oh, thank you. My buddy, my buddy Eric D. He runs this company called Meth Syndicate. So it's at Meth Syndicate.
I've seen that before.
He supplies all my badass T-shirts.
Predator 2, I know this is radio, but we got you on video too with the Danny Glover in a tux. I'm wondering where that's from.
Lethal Weapon 2.
Just some random shot.
No,
that's from Lethal Weapon 2?
Yeah, like when you go into Danny Glover's house, he's got that picture of him as a cop. That's him.
That's right. That's right. I've seen that movie so many times too.
Um,
That's nuts. So
yeah,
back to the tour though. Then after Europe, that's a sick tour in August with Papa Roach and Asking Alexandria, right?
Yeah, so we get back from Europe. We have about 3 weeks off, and then we leave to go out with Papa Roach, Asking Alexandria in about mid-July. So that'll run till about September.
Right on. Remember When, current single, I believe, still. It's doing really well. I've been playing it on my show quite a bit.
Thank you so much.
I got to tell you a little story, though. Like, I'm always posting stuff on our website on Rock Rage, and I'm usually wearing some rock shirt, and
yeah.
My buddy's like, dude, you're always wearing a rock shirt. He's like, I'm buying you one. I'm like, what? He shows up a few days later. He ordered me a Bad Wolves shirt.
Oh,
to
awesome.
wear.
Awesome.
It's the one with "You better learn to fucking live" on the
Oh,
back.
yeah. That's actually, it's for how simple of a design that shirt is. It's like, that's our best seller. Because it's just got the shield.
It's basic.
Learn to fucking live on the back. It's just simple.
And I forgot. Learn to Live was the first single?
Yeah, so
Tell me about that song. Cause
we released that song. So actually, I called Doc about a band to play with.
Because this was pre-Zombie, obviously.
Wow, this is before we were signed.
Yeah, way before.
Tommy and John funded that whole video, and John funded the whole first record. But so I was in a different band at the time, and we kind of slowed down. We weren't really doing anything. I called Doc, and I was just like, hey, man, because they had asked me to be in the band a couple times, just because the camaraderie that I have with everybody in the band.
What band were you in at the time?
I was in a band with Joey Jordison called Vimic.
Oh, yeah.
And we kind of had slowed down a bit, and I just called Doc one day, and I was like, hey, man, you know anybody who's looking for a bass player? He goes, hang on a second. And he puts the phone down. I hear him talking in the background. He goes, do you want to be in a music video? I was just like, yeah, sure. He's like,
for those
all
of
right.
you guys that don't know, obviously Doc Clow was in God Forbid.
Yep.
Has quite the history with heavy music. So just
Yeah.
so you know.
So Doc was like, all right, be at this address in downtown LA at 4. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I will be there. And then so he sent me the whole record.
Yeah.
I only listened to the one song because I was like, I'm basically not even going to be playing a song. I'm there to headbang and fill space.
Right.
So, but I wanted to get the rhythm of the song down. And when I heard that song, I was just like, oh, geez, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, boys. And then later on in the year, we had signed to 11-7 Records, and then December or I think it was in December. Tommy actually sent me a rough version of Zombie. I was like, wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
And he's like, and Tommy likes to pull my leg a lot. He'll say shit that
Yeah.
not true.
Yeah. So you
A
were
lot.
like hesitant.
So he was just like, yo, dude, and Dolores is gonna sing on it. I'm like, you're fucking lying to me.
Yeah.
And then we got an email chain, and I was like, oh, this is really real.
Yes.
She's really going to sing on the
Big.
song. I was like, he's not pulling my leg like he does with everything else.
But then we know what happened.
Yeah, and unfortunately, she had passed the day before she was supposed to go into the studio to record her parts on our version. And then it was just kind of, really weird because we weren't really sure how to move forward.
Yeah, how do you handle, like the song blew up, and how do you handle that? Because people were reading it wrong sometimes, I think,
Yeah, there was definitely some people who've read it wrong, but we've had a lot of people who have been very kind
Yes.
and have, like, yo, they're
Overall,
not,
it
yeah.
felt like a tribute to her.
Yeah, it's a
thing.
tribute, and we don't make any money off that song
Right,
whatsoever.
right.
Nothing. All of our proceeds that we would have made go to Dolores' family.
That's
So,
awesome, dude.
I think doing that was the best possible way to move forward with that, because death is tricky, and you don't want to seem like you're trying to take advantage of, the life of somebody.
There's only a couple songs. I mean, I've been into music for 45 years. There's only a couple songs now that really make me tear up every time I hear it.
Yeah.
And I just bought this CD in one of those dump bins a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I played it when I was in commercial radio. It was a single. It wasn't a big single by the Cranberries, but I bought the CD just for that song.
Yeah.
And I played it, and I freaking cried again, dude.
You know
when
what?
When You're Gone.
Linger does that to me every
When
time.
You're Gone. Have you ever heard that, Jay? When You're Gone. Oh my God, it gets me every single
Yeah,
time.
I haven't heard that song, but there's an acoustic version of Linger. Every time I hear it, like a baby.
You haven't heard When You're Gone?
No.
So I'll miss you when you're gone.
Haven't heard that one.
Do-do-do. Do-do-do.
Maybe.
Do-do-do. I don't care. So, dude, congrats on the record.
Thank you
That
so much.
Song, Hear Me Now. That one, I was like, damn, these guys are killing it.
Oh, thank you.
Just, it's been fun to watch you guys. So, have a blast today, dude.
It's definitely been interesting. A very, very interesting year and a half so far.
And next record. You guys even thinking about that? You haven't had time to write, but
Next record's pretty much done.
is it?
Yeah, John just went to Nashville to work with Mark Lewis. He just recorded all the drums. John and Tommy have been working because we've been off for 4 months. Like we went out in February with Nickelback, and then we did like 3 shows with them.
Like you're always, you know.
And then we did a couple. We did like 4 shows like a few weeks ago. But excuse me, for the better part of 4 months, we've been off.
All right, so probably.
So John has been literally. That's all he's been doing.
Any predictions on when you're going to drop that sucker?
Late quarter this year, early quarter next year.
Okay.
I'm not really sure.
That's reasonable.
Yeah,
All right, we look forward to it, man.
I do too, because this is kind of the pinnacle record.
Yeah, like all the expectations are high.
The very, very high expectations, and if this one sucks, I'm gonna be very sad.
Just tell me that you're going to play. What the hell is this? Officer Down today.
Yeah, we are.
Thank you. That Officer Down. That's my favorite. We've been talking with Kyle from Bad Wolves, Face Melter here at Sonic Temple Festival, Rock Rage Radio. We'll do some music from Bad Wolves right now. Thanks again, Kyle.
Thank you, buddy.